Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Latino Vote TV. Here we are at the TAMACC reception and legislation gathering, and here we are at R Gonzales, and he's going to tell us all about himself and what's happening with TAMACC. How you doing, JR? What do you think about this whole gathering and what we're doing here for this legislation and reception?
Doing good, Nero. No, this is something TAMACC has done every year. It's a great opportunity for the community to come out, meet some of the legislators, the lawmakers, make sure they know what's on our mind, give us a chance to interact with them. If nothing else, especially our Latino lawmakers, to be able to support them in the battles and the things that they do.
So basically, this is our networking situation where we're all getting together and bringing thoughts and concerns that we need to attend to and to talk about to possibly help in legislation and in helping developing the economic impact here, right?
Well, absolutely. And this is more of a casual setting. It's a little fun. But as the legislative year starts and in between, jobs, access to capital, immigration issues, voting issues, all these things are on top of mind. So along with that, instead of approaching our legislators each time with a problem, it's kind of a welcome, a thank you. We want to acknowledge what you're doing, to thank you, and this is who we are. We are the business community. We're the Latino business community. We're TAMACC. We have a 37-year-old history. We've been instrumental in making and helping legislation pass. It's going to be good for business, good for Texas, and good for Latinos.
That's fabulous, JR. Tell me about yourself and your organization, what's been going on, and give us some breaking news.
Yeah, well, I don't know about breaking news, but of course, I'm still bouncing back and forth between Austin and Washington, D.C. I was the chairman of the board of the Austin Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Then I became chairman of the board of this organization, TAMACC. Then I was chairman of the board of the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and then went on to become its president and CEO. So when I was in Washington, I still have my apartment up there. Come back, bounce back and forth, do stuff with Canada, a little with Mexico, and about twice a year I take groups of people to China, and that's a great opportunity. So
I need to go on one of those trips with you to China.
Love to have you. I mean, like it or not, China's the future, but what I do is more of a global look. Absolutely. But as Tip O'Neill said, all politics are local, so I love Austin, Texas. I love to be home, but I also like the opportunity to travel, be around the world, having an impact. I mean, I feel very fortunate, Nero, very blessed in that I've actually stood on the Great Wall of China 10 times.
That's fabulous.
I've stood on the Great Wall of China. I've been on ancient ruins and Mayan pyramids in the Yucatan. I've been to Canada. I've traveled different parts of the world, have met heads of state all over, making an impact, delivering the message, and making sure that people realize that here in the U.S., the Latino population is alive, it's well, it's strong, and it's making a difference.
So basically, you've been kind of playing business ambassador, if you will, throughout the world. And doing that, are you seeing that Texas is becoming like a strong entity along with California, being like the business hub? Because I understand Houston is really blowing up with the small businesses and the Latino, a whole business mecca there in Houston.
Well, absolutely. And a recent survey just came out. Texas, for the third year in a row, has been ranked #1 as a place to do business.
No kidding.
Yes, it is. I mean, our brothers and sisters in California, bless their hearts, they're trying. Their cities are going bankrupt. Texas is where it's at. As far as population-wise,
you think that's why Formula One came down here, because they knew that that's what's happening?
Well, Formula One is a smart organization. They're going to go to where the money is. They're going to go where the infrastructure is and the support is. And
so it's not by chance; it's by design.
No, I don't. It's not by chance. It's definitely by design. And I think that the Formula One folks see a great opportunity here in Texas, and not only from a stability standpoint, a workforce standpoint, and an educated workforce that we have, especially here in Central Texas.
So basically, everybody's coming here to Austin and into the state of Texas in droves for that very reason, correct?
Let me just put it this way. I'm a fifth-generation Texan and proud of it. And in my book, Border Patrol should be along the northern borders and the eastern and western, Keep some of them Yankees out and keep some of them Californias. Stay over there. You got your own problems. No, I'm kidding. We welcome everybody, but Texas is doing well. Somebody the other day made a comment, well, Texas is doing well because of your great governor. I go, well, that's one thought. I think Texas is doing well is because the Latino workforce is producing and supplying, and we are the backbone of this state.
I understand there's a lot of big things happening here in Austin, especially with the Latino workforce. And like I was mentioning about Houston, do you see big alliances coming with Houston and Austin working together on?
Well, I mean, Houston, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, about 44% of their population is Latino already. They also have a large Asian population, African American, very, very eclectic, very diverse. You're talking about a city 3 times the size of Austin, right there on the coast. They have their issues, but the thing is, They are in Texas, and especially with the eastern coast over there and the oil refineries, and possibly with the Keystone Pipeline coming through,
Gotcha.
and all the other stuff,
Right.
and the oil booms that are going on in West.
The fracking in it.
Yeah, I mean everything's happening. Texas is the center point. So as you look at it, I think that Texas is going to be key in making a difference in the recovery of this economy, and the fact that Texas is has such a large Hispanic population, just naturally Hispanics are play an important role in getting this country back on its feet.
Now, if you had to tell the young folks out there to get them to get out there and vote, what would you want to tell them to get back to that patriotic duty of voting? What do you think would stimulate them to come out and vote and support our voters, and support our politicians and support our American duty to vote?
Well, I don't think I have any words of wisdom other than saying to the young people and anybody, why are you going to let somebody else make your decisions for you?
So basically, get out there and vote if you want a decision.
Out there, and if you're not part of the process, you're part of the problem. And if you don't get out there and vote, you have no room to complain. That's the way I look at it. And if the Latino community can only
come together
and make a difference, as it is, every politician, both major presidential candidates are courting the Latino community because they know that can sway the election. If we have that power to make or break presidents, we should use that. But at the same time, whether it be Democrat or Republican, do not take our vote for granted. Don't take my vote for granted. You want it, you're going to have to earn it.
In other words, you got to stand behind what you're saying and implement what you're going to promise to do, and follow through on the commitments. Correct?
As I say back home, Simon.
Exactly. Well, listen. One last question. What would you tell the president, and what would you tell the federal government what they could do to help the economy, to help the jobs, and to help get people out there to vote?
I think if I had a one message to give everybody is the free enterprise system has worked for centuries. Let it work.
Don't get in the way, in other words.
Don't get in the way. Minimum government interference. Let the free enterprise system go through its natural course, and things will be fine.
So from your experiences going out there in Europe, going out there in China, is that one of their pet beefs in regards to establishing businesses here in the United States, that there's too much governmental things in the way and whatnot?
I'm not saying that's the way it affects them. I mean, you look at China. It's a communist country,
right?
But they do capitalism better than we do capitalism over there. All right.
So they don't get in the way.
They don't get in the way, or the government kind of gives business what it needs to be able to function. As the United States, and we have certain responsibilities to our populace. We want to make sure
to our stockholders.
To our stockholders, our population, whether it be in the form of a healthcare program or whatever the case may be. But my biggest concern in America today is that our elected leaders, are playing partisan politics first and not doing what's best for the country.
That's exactly what Gonzales said.
If they can just set that aside and do what's best for the country, for everybody, it has to be America first, not one party over the other. And that's what's
been getting in the way quite a bit.
Absolutely.
I agree with you 100%. Well, you heard that, President. We got to get the politics out the way and take care of business.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, JR. You've been marvelous. Thank you again. We look forward to seeing you again and talking more. And thanks for inviting us here. And any last words for TAMACC?
TAMACC, 37-year-old organization, standing proud. We have a convention in August.
We're going to be there.
Hope it's in San Antonio. Hope to see you there.
Absolutely. You heard that, folks. We'll be at the convention in August. And thank you again, JR, for inviting us here. And we had a great time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.